The mystery is us. No lie, the history of storytelling giving us lies will die with their mentality that shackles our mind. And why? Because their energy is operate high. So these fake apes wanna be great, but not in shape, not ready for what they face, cause their time will erase. Nubian people are gods, yeah, I said what I say. We are the caretakers, changed to a negative race by intervention of the devil, by the whips and the chains. Religion in schools confused what we are in them days. They had us in their plantations in the heat of the day, serving criminals for 500 years, and now we little folk. The politicians sending the police on a mission to kill us. They have no interest in our progress, that's not in their feelings. They have no care for what we lost, they continue stealing from what we built just to satisfy their money building. They have no clue how we always rise above.
So yeah, there's a slight there's a difference between stage in the booth. You know, depends on the individual. You know, sometimes you're in the booth, a monster comes out of you. Sometimes when you're on stage, a monster comes out of you.
Oh yeah, me it's more like you know, like sometimes your attitude would change when the camera is on.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're like now you come that everything I'm saying right now is it's gonna stay on record and it's gonna be reviewed. So you got a tendency, I'll be like, I can't afford the mistakes or whatever. But it takes a certain level of comfort for a while that, okay, you are already been through it, you got recorded, they got footage of you that you look back, you be like, what the fuck was I doing? You know what I'm saying? But it's okay, because you're going to pick up some good footage out of it. That's like with my stage shows. I watch a lot of stage shows, it'll be like 10 of them, and it'll be like these moments that's like pivotal, like, yo, I like this little moment right here. That's what you know, you might kind of put in your shorts and your reels, you know what I mean? Because that's those little moments. So yeah, after recording a couple of times in the booth, then you're gonna get that comfort. Like it didn't come out as perfect as I had it in my mind, but that's okay, because I got a lot of perfect moments.
Yeah, well, I always tell people when you're recording something, you record it to have, like, me, I like the finished product of the recording. That's why I like recording. But when I hit that stage, it's a different animal. It's different. You know what I'm saying? When you hit the stage, you're touching the people. You're taking what you recorded, and then it's like, all right, this is what I did, and I'm gonna give it to you with the 100% focus of touching the people. But the recording, it depends, because some people are not comfortable recording. Some people are not comfortable with, like, you know, if you look at the movie Freestyle, The Art of Rhyme, I don't know, like that came out, like, I want to say like 20 years ago. They talk about how certain artists are good at battles, but they're not good at recording music. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of MCs like that.
Now, you see the logic is crazy, because, like, for a young artist, like, I was younger at that time, so I didn't get the concept, because I was a recording and a performing artist. I'm still a recording and a performing artist. You see what I'm saying? So I would think you'd be more nervous on the stage, but some people love natural live artists, right? And some people,
I'm more nervous in the booth.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So
you're a performer, Saudi. You're more
of a performer.
On stage, a lot of the time on stage, I'm not even nervous. Like, if I'm not nervous, that's actually my worst time. I like to get nervous, so I would give the best performance. But when I feel no pressure, that's when I play around with the
like, everybody gets nervous. I think that right before I'm about to go on, that nervous comes in. But then once that mic and I say, yo, it's a wrap. It's like, all right.
I like it when I get nervous before I get on a stage, because that means I'm about to kill it. Because I did a lot of shows. It's like, basically, I'm over here talking, I'm next, and I just go there, perform. And it'll be like, it's just, okay, I'm performing. But if I get that little rush, when I got to get to the zone, like, kind of like a little moment of silence and breathe before, and I hear, please give it up for Big Brother Saudi. And I feel like the energy kicks in. You know, you jump in, you go attack that mic. Those are the shows.
That's it. That's it.
At the time I put myself in there just to be like, let me feel that.
Then check it out though. Peace and beyond to the Beyonders, and peace, unity, love, and fun to the hip hop nation.
Peace.
Welcome to the Beyonders building. My man, my big brother Saudi.
Peace.
My big brother, African man born.
Peace.
And yours truly,
Brother EGC Divine's in the building.
Eternal God, Coach Divine, the Force Master in the building. What's going on?
Well,
Happy June 7th. Happy Foundational Hip Hop birthday. And also, happy birthday to Tupac Shakur. Coming on June 16th.
Oh yeah, we're like a couple of days from that.
Yep.
So whenever this was released, we're around the same time. June is Black Music Month.
It is. A lot of black icons were born June 7th too.
Mm-hmm.
Prince was born June 7th. Prince
Okay.
Rogers Nelson. Allen Iverson born June 7th.
Oh, shout out to the hip hop athlete right
You know,
there.
rap too, right?
Oh yeah, I heard
he had an album. Well, I'm not sure if he had an album. He had a song out back in the day.
he had an album, but
It wasn't bad. It was actually good.
It was alright.
good.
It's just that the NBA made him shelf it because it was, he was one of the images of the NBA at the time.
Oh yeah. Well, I saw Kobe Bryant rap.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yeah,
I remember that. I heard Kobe Bryant rap. There was somebody else to rap too. I was just like, yo.
What is Shaq?
Oh, Shaq. Yeah, Shaq is like it was like a rapper.
I think Kobe had a group, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken.
There was another rapper. There was a rapper that he was like nice and bald, but he was rapping. I think it was. I don't know if it was. Malik Sealy or one of them guys. They had a song in the '90s, and it was rapping.
Especially after Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq was the biggest one.
They all started coming out.
The crazy thing is Shaq had some success with like 2 of his albums, man. Like when he first came out,
he had Big on his joint.
Yeah. Can't Stop the Rain.
He did a joint with Wu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No more hooks.
You don't need no hooks.
No hooks. We don't need.
And he was holding it down too. It's not like he was like the bum on there. Like he was holding it down. He had some joints on there.
It had a joint with what's it that Illinois Scratch?
Yep. He had a joint Illinois Scratch, and then he had a joint with Fushnikins.
Yeah, that's the one.
That was his first joint.
Yeah.
He came out with them.
Yeah, he was spitting.
Get a rock. What's up, Doc?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was a time, but the thing, it was a culture. So at the time, it felt like we loved hip hop so much. Like you are an NBA star, you got the money, but you like doing this still.
Yeah, it's way different.
So you're not doing it for the money because you probably make more money playing basketball.
Oh yeah.
But
when it's real, you do it with or without a record deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's more like that's the mind that I had when I was in college. I'm gonna get this degree and get a good, get a job when I'm getting paid, and some of my money gonna go towards this hip hop thing. I'm gonna get me a little studio, little equipment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I got a job for. I got a job to do this rap thing. I didn't care about no. Listen, I got a job. I left college, right, and got a job just to pay for studio time. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I didn't do it for, and I was only getting paid like $330 a week. You know what I mean? But most, I want to say like 150 or 180 of that joint was going to the studio. You know what I mean? I was going to the studio like every Thursday and Friday. I was going to the studio, and I didn't have a car. I was taking the train, the bus, go right to the studio. So that's when you do it, when you love it, you do it, and it doesn't matter whether you're making money or not. It doesn't matter whether you are platinum or wood, some people call it. It don't matter if you stream 100 million, you know what I'm saying, or you or not stream at all. You only stream million. Who cares about the streaming? This is hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Just like people that sing, right? They're gonna be singers whether they platinum artists or not. They gonna sing, whether they sing in the church, whether they sing on the street, whether they sing at home, whether they, you know what I'm saying? They don't give a shit about all of that because music is life. And if your life is about what your culture is, you're always gonna be a part of it, whether you're performing or touring or not. You know what I mean? Like,
It's art.
It's exactly, and
An artist is an artist.
and that's what you are. So you're not gonna just because you ain't sell some records. If that was the case, I would have quit after my first one. I ain't sell that. I don't remember what I remember my first mixtape. First of all, it was a mixtape. It was free. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't selling free stuff, man. What's going on? You know what I mean? So by the time I made my first album, I want to say 2009 is when I made my first official album, but I made my first mixtape was 2003. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, once I started getting into with producers and stuff like that, then I put out my album in 2009. And I put out 2 albums that year. You know what I mean? So it's for the love of the music. That's what it was. It was like,
that's how I encourage like the ideal of artistry before anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because people don't understand when you talk about you cannot translate life, you know what I mean, into money all the time. Because sometimes it's like, are you working for money or are you working for a living? If it's a living, sometimes just go back, work for the living, not the money to purchase the living. Just go for the living, right? Direct. So I look at it like I see what music does for us. We keep it in a certain level of purity. It's like it's just there to the point that I see how it sustains us. I see how we actually start conducting ourselves a certain way. We start eating a certain way, exercising a certain way, keep a certain fitness, and adopt a certain, you know what I mean, presentation of self. You represent yourself a certain way. You know what I mean? All that you're doing it because you got this music that keeps you like that. You have a certain personality that is well respected from doing this music. So I can see what this music does for us. You know what I mean? You talk this high level shit. You're talking a very high level and you hold yourself to those standards. Like, okay, I gotta live up to this is what I'm saying, because this is fly and I'm gonna live up to that. It becomes your institution, it becomes your religion, it's your culture, it's your hobby. It's like, if you find out, you find that in yourself, that's what music is to you. There's a lot of benefits in that. You know what I mean? And I believe a lot of us that's practicing music, sometimes we sustain ourselves. Like, I just turned 50 this year, you know what I'm saying? And I reflect, I'd be like, 50, we're supposed to be all broken down and all that. But I think part of it is, you find a certain way to easy go. Because music, the art of the music shows you what harmony balances.
You ain't supposed to be broken down.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you ain't supposed to be broken down. If you think about it, right? Hip hop made a lot of old people look young, man.
Yeah.
Let's just think about it like this, man. Like, I got these grays in my hair, but I go on the stage and jump, kick, you know what I'm saying? Perform, you know what I mean? And a lot of times people our age perform better than the youth. Trying to teach them lessons, man. You know what I'm saying?
Because we know better.
Exactly. That's the knowledge element. That's the fifth element right there. You know what I'm saying?
And knowledge is important.
So when you're talking about, like, you're supposed to be broken down, nah, you ain't, because that hip hop keeps you alive. That hip hop keeps you young. Just like, if you notice, most musicians, you don't even know how old they are until they actually get old. Like, real old. I'm talking like 70s. You know what I mean?
Like Ron Isley is one of. Like, if I see that man is 34 years older than me, I'd be like, wow.
Yeah, that dude is, and he's still bodying the mic, man.
So how about George Clinton? George Clinton is still walking around reciting Rakim runs.
Yeah. These dudes is not like look at MC Light. When did she age?
She ain't aging.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, but she's she I think she's like 54. Right?
I think she's a little older than that.
If she older than that, she look great. Right? If she older than that, she look great. I'm gonna look it up.
Sorry, like we're talking about your age. We're talking about how old you are. I know you ain't feeling that. I'm just telling MC Light. Sorry, we're talking about her age. I know she ain't feeling that.
But the thing is, it's a blessing though. Well, like consider the age and the look, and the legacy.
Well,
That's
we gotta remember
royalty right there, man.
She's gonna be 55 in October.
Oh damn!
Oh yeah, so
I thought you were older than that.
I mean, she's been around for like a long time.
It's not called.
She was only 14, no 13 when she started.
I feel like back then, how she was spitting, she can't be that young.
She was paper thin. She was light as a rock.
She was that young. You know, sometimes it's kind of like look back at what Cass was doing at 17. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were saying that at 17. That's fresh. But then again, I look around. They got those smart kids around today. You know, I got nephews that's like, I see the difference. Like, those are just kids over here. But you got the one that's like, wait a minute, you ain't even 17 yet. But you're kind of a little advanced for your age.
No, back then.
They're around.
Back then, it was a concentrated effort in hip-hop to educate.
Right.
Like, so when you had like the top artists back then, you had the Slick Rich, you had the Buildin Productions, you had the Poor Righteous Teachers, you had Brand Nubians, you had Gangstars. They were all teachers, young teachers like that. These dudes were like old, they were young. Like LL was 14, 15 when he came out, dropping platinum records.
And back then, being like the big homie, that one was cool.
Yeah, like, you know, like, it's crazy because like you think about like a lot of those guys, Nas, that's, you know, 16 when people heard him. Then he came out, he was 20 years old when his album dropped. But he did a lot of those songs when he was 18. You know what I'm saying? Like, and those songs are considered to some, arguably, the greatest hip hop album of all time next to like you got Paid in Full, you talk about Illmatic, you talk about, you know what I'm saying? They talk about that album a lot. Illmatic. He did that at 18. You know what I'm saying? So like, and that's why I don't give excuses when a lot of young cats, when people say they're young. No, they're being directed a certain way. That's why they're doing that.
It's the wave that they're on.
Well, let's do the knowledge real quick because June 7th.
Yep.
Okay. And based off of all the back and forth on hip hop's origin and history and our story, all that, we come to find out that on June 7th, 1971, Disco Mario decided to do, well, actually, it was a hot summer day. Disco Mario decided to bring the tables out. And 7 youth inside of a building was with him. 7 young people, seven young children. He jammed for them. And then it really started getting big in July. This is according to the brother DJ Faze, shout out. And shout out to the foundation. I think the name of the channel is The Foundation, and Hip Hop started in 1971. That's the name of the channel. Hip Hop started in 1971. Okay. So that youthful energy is there. If you're abiding by peace, unity, love, and fun. And if you're doing all the other stuff, you know, just acting the daggone fool, you're gonna age real quick.
Sure.
Okay. But just real quick for the listeners, we say June 7th because of all the hoopla. We say June 7th, 1971 is the foundational phase of hip hop's birth. Then we go to August 11th, then we go to November 12th. So we give a shout out and a special rest in hip hop to Disco King Mario, who was the big brother to Herc and Bambaataa. Okay. And everyone else in that foundational stage. We sure more information gonna come out. Grandmaster Flowers. My personal favorite, DJ Hollywood.
Right.
Pete DJ Jones. Dance Machine. You know, and everyone else. Shout out to the foundational era where black folks were just doing black folks. before there was even a name for it.
Right.
And I call it phase 0. Whenever I'm teaching it, I call it phase 0. A lot of people think 0 is nothing. No, 0, everything comes from 0. Going into the African deep thought, that's the noon, the almond, the primordial waters, as they say in the mystery system. Okay, so shout out to that era.
360 goes back to 0.
There you go.
Degrees.
Complete circle.
Mm.
Okay, so that youthful energy is always going to be in hip hop.
Right. So that's the thing is, when we're talking about growth, a lot of people have the misconception of that's not growing when you stay in the same place, right? But then they want to put like aging into the same category, like you're supposed to change. But they got certain things like you're decaying. In that case, when you're talking about physical growth, you actually want to stay in a certain place. Because once you grow, you mature, that you need to maintain that. Because it's actually a growth has a decline. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about physical health and all that. So certain things you do is youthful that you need to keep. They say if you don't use it, you lose it. So they got certain things like, oh, the kids, they want to dance, whatever. But guess what? After a certain age, that dancing becomes necessary. Because if you don't keep that youthful, you start to decline. You don't use it, you lose it. So I'm kind of, glad that, people take b-boys in a certain level of seriousness and keep it going as it becomes a hip-hop martial art. Not to mention that hip-hop was very rooted into martial arts, karate and all that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, that's why the b-boys got busy, because there was that physically capable. A lot of them are martial artists, a lot of them doing karate. So it's easy to flip and land on the split. You know what I'm saying? Do elbow stands and things like that. Because you are physically capable. That's like, it's part of it. And now we look back at it. If you keep that as the traditional cultural ritual to practice some of those things like breaking and all that, that is very vital to a culture. Something we should keep practicing. We can't just dismiss it as we grown now, we old. We can't b-boy no more, we old.
Yeah, I remember KRS One saying that b-boying should become a form of exercise.
Yeah, to a level
of your health. Yeah.
Structure it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep certain moves as a routine. People, all right, let's do these routines. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get some certain routines that we're gonna practice. You know what I mean? I wake up in the morning, find the mat, get my routines on. Man, I can't stress like I was a youngin'.
Now you should be able to get up after.
Yeah, the ground is kind of far right now.
Stay youthful when you're active, so
yeah.
I mean, that's why it's important to stay relevant within yourself. Stay youthful. Gotta be. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that are older than us will tell us, man, that the ones that are upright, healthy, tell you stay active. Don't stay active. Don't gorge on food. Don't, you know what I'm saying? There's just certain things. That's what true growth is. When they say growth, being grown is a mentality. It's not a fucking, it's not an age. Like, because I know plenty of 50-year-olds that probably like immature as hell. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And like somebody that's 20, you know what I mean? They say they're grown because they're 20, but they're out here running around crazy. So maturity is growth. Wisdom is growth. How you receive knowledge is growth. You know what I'm saying?
Is the understanding of that knowledge.
Yeah.
So they got people that get knowledge. Understanding is like both sides of the knowledge. Like if you know right, then you know wrong. If you know up, you know down. But a lot of people get that one-sided knowledge.
Yeah, they get one side, and they don't really understand that there's like one of the things in hip hop that needs to change in the sense of just the worldwide spectrum of what hip hop is looked at and what it actually is. There need to be more history taught. You know what I'm saying? Because back when I was growing up, we heard everybody else's music. We heard the old folks' music. We knew James Brown. We knew who Parliament Funkadelic was. We knew who Cab Calloway was. Cab Calloway, that's older than my mother. You know what I'm saying? We knew who, you know what I'm saying? We knew who Mahalia Jackson was. We knew who Millie Jackson was. And if you know who Millie Jackson is, you know what I'm talking about. Most people don't know who Millie Jackson is. They don't know who Millie Jackson is. You know what I'm saying? My uncle's favorite artist was Millie Jackson.
Oh, this rap.
If you don't know Millie Jackson, fuck you.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
They think they're ratchet. Yeah, I need to check Millie Jackson.
Yeah, so the thing about like that, when you know these artists, your hip hop becomes more mature. Your hip hop becomes, because you know that music. So now you're starting to make music that represents you the same way it represents them. You know what I'm saying? And then you start to appreciate things the way they did it. You know what I'm saying? And it creates a chain of history that when they listen to your music, we're saying 2070 or something like that, they'd be like, yo, I can appreciate what they was doing. You know what I mean? Same thing like when we was growing up, we was listening to all types of, my mother played everything, except for like country music. You know what I'm saying? She played like R&B to reggae to calypso to soca. Then she went to the Latino music because my mother's from Panama, so she played, Elvis Crespo. She played Mark Anthony, all these people, right? So so me growing up, I was always into music. So then of course, Michael Jackson being my favorite. You know what I'm saying? And then going into that, when I started really getting involved into hip hop, I was like, yo, I wanted to sound like the best. I didn't want to sound like, and back then, that's all you heard was good music, but you wanted to sound like the best. You know what I'm saying? So whoever your best was, you was like, yo, I want to sound like the best, then I want to be the best. And then you start being the best that you can be. But that's the maturity of it. Some people want to be better than the next person. I'm better than Tupac. I'm better than Nas. You can never really do that because those guys have their own personality. They were the best at what they do. And there's not a lot of artists that work like some of those artists. Those artists,
focus on being, you know what I mean? Be at your best, not somebody else.
Like, when you look at Tupac, right? One of the amazing things about Tupac is his work ethic in the studio. He would literally tell people like, yo, if you got two dudes freestyling over here, throw them on the track. You know what I'm saying? If you go over here and you roll some shit, go on the track. The people that want to be in the studio, that love being in the studio, they'll be in the studio. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't got time to sit here and focus on one track. He literally said, we ain't got time to focus on one track. Like we want to get all of this album done. Now, if you look at Tupac's catalog, look into every album and see how many tracks on each album. You know what I'm saying? So that I've adopted as a child, as a teenager. I was like, yo, this dude did a lot of music. I do the same thing now. I do a lot of music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There was something that's second nature to me because it's like, people be like, yo, you just dropped a mixtape. I'll drop another one. I got another one.
Yeah.
yeah. I know you ain't so.
Me, I'm gonna drop another one. Then
I'll drop another one. Then here comes the albums. I'm about to drop another album. People ask me, how many albums you got? Right now, that's a confusing question. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like, damn. But once you get to damn 20, you start, you know what I mean? Like right now, when it comes to albums, I have, in December will be my 17th official album, which means original music, original content, you know what I'm saying? Original music and all that. You know what I mean? Mixtapes, I don't know how many mixtapes I have. I once I got to 20, I was like, I don't know what to do.
By the way, plug the new one.
What, the new mixtape, the Rhythm and Poetry mixtape? That's
it. Rhythm and Poetry.
So Rhythm and Poetry mixtape, it has the song Sunbeams on it. It has two versions, the solo version and the Beyonderz version. So the Beyonderz version is going to be eight artists on there. You know, that's including me on that track. Dope track. You haven't heard a Posse track probably since freaking Wu-Tang, so you know what I'm saying?
I think the last Posse cut was Mike Jones in them. No,
Recently?
no, not recently, but the one with Paul Wall and all them.
That was him. What are you talking about? Still tipping or still tripping or whatever?
I think so.
That was.
I mean, they performed it, and this was from the South. Shout out to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that was the last one I ever heard.
I mean, Posse Cut. If I'm not mistaken, the last Posse Cut I heard was probably in hip hop, other than the Wu, because Wu does it all the time.
Yeah, they're a group. They don't count.
Yeah, they're a group. So it's probably Kendrick and them. Kendrick did some stuff with J-Rock and all of them. I don't know if he did something with Schoolboy Q. But
yeah, he did. He did a lot of work with Schoolboy Q.
Yeah, so I know that he had something similar to a Posse Cut. I think with the Black Panther album, I believe, the one that he produced when the movie came out, the first one.
Well, let's ask this: how many people does it take to make a Posse Cut? I mean, I think
it has to be over three. Over three.
Yeah, I would say over three. I would say over four.
Because the reason why you say, well, yeah, because if you think about it, the average song in the industry is 3 verses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if it's over 3, you're going over the average. So I think a Posse Cut, like I remember.
Oh, I'm sorry, K Slay, Rest in Hip Hop.
Oh yeah.
That was okay. So that was kind of recent. That was a few years ago.
That's a Posse Cut on fucking steroids too, because that shit he had like.
Forgot about that.
He had like 100 dudes on that shit. I remember he had like one dude. What was it? He had Ghostface and Raekwon.
I mean, he had Omar Epps on one of them.
Yeah, he had
GQ from Juice.
He had Busy B on one. He had Melly Mel.
He had Coke LaRock.
Coke LaRock. Yeah,
he got Coke LaRock on a Posse Cut.
Rest in hip hop, the K Slay. He took the Posse Cut to the friggin'
Melly Mel, both Melly Mel and Kaz.
Yeah, he had Kaz on there.
Didn't he have Idris? No, he didn't have Idris.
Oh, you know what? He probably did.
I think did he have Idris on there?
Yeah,
I think he had Idris Elba.
He had Idris on there.
He did have Idris Elba.
Yeah.
He did.
This dude had everybody on there.
Where's VCR when we need him? You know, VCR has these reports. Oh yeah, it was this one, that one, that one.
This dude had Sauce Money. Yeah, like if you gotta be hip hop to know who Sauce Money is. Dude. Like if you don't know Sauce Money, you don't know hip hop like that. You know rap, you don't know hip hop. Sauce Money is a beast.
He's still ghostwriting now. I wish he came up with another album, but he's still ghostwriting.
So Sauce Money was a fucking beast. Yo, like when
that album was crazy. His album was dope.
Yeah, and how come it?
I didn't get I never listened to his album. I remember him back, with Jay on that. This goes out to my Brooklyn crew.
No.
He did that because he did. On the Reasonable Doubt album, he was on there.
Yep.
Where he said something. I get dollars from coin phrases. He said some. Yeah, so many lines.
It was a song with Jay-Z, Jazzo, and him.
Yeah, that was
that was my favorite song on the album.
Let me do my thing. We say, keep the rhyme if you think you
can. It's that Fat Joe.
Let me do my thing. That joint.
Bring it on if you think you can hang. If not, let me do my thing.
I think that was a premiere joint. That might have been a premiere joint.
I'm trying to remember. I know premiere. Maybe. Let's find out.
Yeah, he go around the phone though. Why do satellites are working?
Gotta find that out. Hold on, man.
Uh-huh.
I don't feel like digging through all these CDs and tapes down here.
Nah. I got some somewhere. I don't know where I put them. Ever since I got an iPhone, I don't even use my CDs.
That is going to be an episode one day. We're going crate dig. I think that should be a new hip hop element. Crate digging.
I gotta locate my stuff in this crazy basement.
Somewhere in this house. I don't know, man. Like
I don't know. They probably destroyed my shit already. I didn't conserve my CDs and tapes well. I took pictures of them before I knew. I think I got pictures. You know what? I got pictures on my old Facebook account that's no longer around.
I'll tell you what. when I, I'm living in this house now, but when I get a bigger house, right? Make sure I get a tape. I'm gonna start fucking buying. Like I'm gonna have a room that's gonna have records, CDs, tapes. You know what I mean? I'm gonna line them shits up. I ain't even gonna play them. I'm gonna have rap covers and all that. I'm even going to put them.
Vinyls and 8-tracks.
I don't know about the 8-track.
Yes, it is a Premier beat. It's called Bring It On.
Yep.
It's with Premier, Jay-Z, Jazzo, and Sauce Money.
Yeah, but I have a room full of these. Records, man. Records.
Yeah, I got my 12 inches over there.
Yeah, you got the Edo joints.
Save that. That's gonna be an episode. Save that.
Yeah.
Gonna be an episode.
Let's go back to that. What does a Fat Joe's last said? Bring it on if you think you can hang.
Yeah, bring it on if you think you can hang. If not, let me do my thing. Fat Joe said that on the doo-wop joint.
With the D&D joint.
The D&D, yeah.
My line, hold tight. My line.
Motherfuckers know who the best. If it ain't KRS, it's that nigga Lord Finesse.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is, I like that Fat Joe. I like that.
I like that beat too.
I did too.
Yeah, that Fat Joe is my favorite Fat Joe.
Yeah, that's the early Fat Joe.
Yeah.
My favorite Fat Joe song ever is "Shit Is Real."
Oh yeah.
I think that's the realest joint. I think that's one of the realest songs in hip hop. I'm sure people would disagree.
Fat Joe is such an ignorant rapper. You always like.
One day I went to visit my aunt and stuck up my cuz. What the fuck?
Yo, him and Big L, boy. When I listen to him and Big L on the same track, Enemies. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Enemies.
Yo, like I was like, these two were ignorant as hell. You know what I mean? Which is dope. You know what I mean?
Oh, Big L, man. He said he shot Jesus. I'm like, okay. Rest in hip hop, L. But yeah, that wasn't a good one.
Rest in peace to Big L. Big L was one of the greatest, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And Big L, and you got freaking. I mean,
that's Papoose' father. In lyricism. Papoose, but come on, man. We all know that's L.
Oh, Papoose, yeah. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think Papoose a little different because I look at Big L. He's a lot more Lord Finesse than anything else.
Well, Lord Finesse's grandpa.
Yeah.
I mean,
it developed to something that's kind of him.
No, Papoose evolved. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying he bit L style. I'm just saying that his flow. When I first heard Papoose, I thought it was Big L. When I first heard, I thought it was Big L. I was like, yo, this a new Big L joint?
I don't know,
man. That's Papoose.
Because I wouldn't even put him like in I don't know. I never put him in that category yet. Like because I think everybody in Harlem. That was actually I look at the Camerons. And yeah, like back then they all rhymed like the multiple syllables like for the whole verse. Even Cam was doing that. Like I look at Cam and Big L, they wasn't too far from each other. That was dope back then. No, back in the day.
You said what?
Cam and Big L.
Back in the day, when you had Cam, like before Cam came up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about old Cam. I'm like,
so are you talking about before he did his like albums? Because I didn't.
Yeah, before the albums.
Yeah, I probably didn't hear it. Like
was a couple of people like Harlem was like that.
Because I know Mace. I know Mace was nice back when before he came out with any albums like Mace, Murder Mace. That dude was a beast.
That might have been a Harlem thing you might be hearing. So he might have. It's a Harlem. I hate that word swag, but it's a Harlem style.
Yeah, like
heard. I don't think they sound alike though. I don't think they got the same flow. Cam has a unique way that he rhymes that I actually think is dope.
Yeah, that's
a lot of people disagree with me. But
that's what he morphed into. That's what he morphed into. What we know Cam for. But in the beginning, they all started off that school of tight rhyming, just like how Big L was. All of them were like that.
Well, L was the foundation for Harlem, like at that time, because when you listen to Big L, he had a presence that commanded attention. You You know what I'm saying?
He's
Like,
the one that came up.
Yeah.
He came up before them. That's why, like in the beginning stage, I think a lot. That's why you hear Cameron is on Big L's album.
yeah.
He's on the album.
Mm-hmm.
And who else?
Danger Zone, right?
I forgot exactly what song, but Cam got a verse on it. Jay-Z got a verse on it.
Wait a minute, you talking about the first album, Put It On, or the
The
second?
Lifestyle of the Poor and Dangerous. Jay-Z on it.
Okay, Lifestyle, yeah.
Cam is on it.
That must have been Danger Zone.
Yeah, because to the point that back then when I was listening, I never realized it was different people. Till later on, I'd be like, oh, that was a Big L. Because they're all like, as far as level skills, they was all there.
Yeah, Harlem World.
Yeah, they were there.
Yeah. No, I mean Harlem. Come on, man. That's Harlem.
And after a while, they stopped.
That's the Mecca for African Americans, man. That's where Malcolm, Marcus Garvey, and they better come with it.
I know.
125th, man. Come on, man.
The Renaissance.
Yeah, man. That's where we went to get flies. That's where you went to go get sneakers back in the day.
You gotta know how to rap.
You gotta get remember back in the day, real quick. You know, back in the 80s and 90s, you would go to New York, get some fresh kicks. It cut you. I was in New York, man. I was on 125th.
Oh yeah, I lived up for that. that you know, go cut my shit on 120.
I went to New York. I used to go to Manhattan to get my kicks because, you know, the African brothers for some reason had like these dungeons to get your sneakers. I was like, yo, they had the dungeons, man. I was like, yo, you go in there, you're like, yo, what are you taking me, man? I
walked in the spot, I see the Nauticas and the polos.
Yeah, they going in, man. They're taking you to the spot.
Don't have the same stitching. You're like wait a minute.
Storefront. It's not even a storefront. It's like a mini warehouse in some dark ass like.
It's like an alley and there's a door on the side.
I'm like, yo, need a password to get in.
Yeah, man. And you take me in there and there's lines of Jordans.
That's what you see. You see your Air Jordans and your Adidas got the same stitching.
Yep. Exactly. Got the same stitchings, same tag.
Hey, listen, that's hip hop.
Oh yeah.
Definitely is.
Guess what? As far as you look at that fashion, it's all about, you know, perception of what value you put into somebody's clothes. It's just like, for example, they got certain things Louis Vuitton or Gucci did not make.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a knockoff off the street, but you get
name drop. It's the pioneer.
You know what I mean? You what you doing? You doing tailor-made stuff. So that's even more expensive than what you get in the Gucci. You rocking a Dapper Dan.
Thank you. I was waiting for you to drop the name. Thank you.
People probably pay more money.
I was waiting for him to say it.
I was waiting.
I knew it was Dapper.
Oh yeah. People pay more money
Shout out to
Dapper Dan than they will pay in the Gucci store. So what you gonna say? Oh, it's a knockoff? No, this knockoff is more expensive than the original shit.
That ain't no damn knockoff. It's more expensive than the original.
Yeah, that's like.
I don't care if you made the Jordans in your fucking house. If that shit's more expensive than the fucking Jordans you get in Nike, it's not a knockoff for me. This nigga made this shit right in his house, charged me way more money.
This is different. This is tailor-made material.
Hell yeah. Tailor-made to fit my foot. Yeah.
You know what I mean? He started getting sued. But then his lawsuit was legendary too, because if you look at it, the reason why it started getting on the radar, it starts to get investigated at, because Mike Tyson decided to knock somebody up in front of the store.
I mean,
so yeah, so when you know what I mean, when it started putting on the news, it'd be like, oh yeah, Mike Tyson just knocked what his name was. Mitch Green.
Yeah.
Not out in front of a store where they be getting them counterfeit Louis Vuittons and Gucci's.
They were already watching him.
Oh.
That's all.
He beat the shit out of Mitch Green.
Oh yeah, it did it right in front of, you know, it was that outside or like around the store, the Dapper Dan.
It was like in the front of the store.
So that shit made headlines. So everybody look and be like, oh, that's where these knockoffs are coming from.
Because what's the name? Friggin' Mitch Green was talking shit. Even after he lost the fight, he lost the bout to Mike Tyson. But Mitch Green was a talkative guy. You know what I mean? And Mike Tyson is not a talkative guy. Mike Tyson's,
No.
He's just like
Mitch Green is a tradition of Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, but Muhammad Ali would actually win fights.
And Muhammad was a different type of.
Yeah.
Muhammad
was different.
Very intelligent with his shit talk.
Yeah.
I love Muhammad. Muhammad would spit a whole freestyle rhyme and then beat you up.
Mm-hmm.
These rappers need to learn from that.
That's foundational ever.
Yeah, you spit a whole rhyme about how you gonna beat you, and then he'll do it. He did a rhyme about everybody he beat.
He always had a diss rhyme for all his opponents.
Mm-hmm. Like that's
Eddie Ugly.
That's legendary MCing right there.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Eddie Ugly. Oh
that's
man.
It.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali was funny, man. You watch a lot of those old tapes. That dude was funny, man. He was a comedian.
That like
had a
shit
rapper
when he
and a
say
boxer
that.
at the same time.
Eddie Ugly.
I think they get more mad when he called him ugly. Like he'll just say some shit. He'll say all
that was unheard of for a black man to say another black man is ugly. The way he said it,
But the thing is, those are the things that used to get you mad when you were a child, right?
Mm-hmm.
And hey, you ever heard that in so long? All of a sudden they kick that shit, man. That shit triggers.
That shit's funny, man.
He'll be interviewing. They'll bring up, George Frazier, ain't he ugly? He's an ugly Negro, isn't he? He's like a monkey. Oh, you like a monkey? This ain't like a monkey.
Oh man!
But then again, people played deserts back then.
Yeah, it was part of our culture. So
you know what I'm saying?
And him and Frazier are homies. The peace be upon them both. They were homies, so they knew what's up.
Him and Frazier had the funniest back and forth. Him and Frazier.
Mm-hmm.
Like him and Frazier, and then him and what's the dude? Sonny Liston.
Sonny was wrapped up with the mob though.
Yeah.
And
the mob was scared of the Nation of Islam.
Yeah, well, they had a reason to be.
Oh yeah.
But, Frazier said, "Listen, the funniest, the illest, not the funniest. The illest thing I heard Frazier say was, listen, I'm not Sonny Liston. I'm not Floyd Patterson. I'm George Frazier. I don't know who you think you're talking to. You ain't dealing with them cats. You're dealing with me."
And Joe Frazier was big.
George Frazier was a monster, man.
Yeah.
I think that's what got Ali messed up.
That was his first loss.
Yeah.
Joe Frazier.
And then if y'all seen the George Foreman movie, it shows you how him and Ali were actually tight.
Yeah. Well, he respected George Foreman respected Ali because he didn't hit him when he could have. So, if you look at the fight, at the 8th round, Muhammad Ali won. He knocked him down, and you can actually punch somebody while they're still on their feet when you're falling, but he held back. So Muhammad Ali got him wobbly, and then he could have punched, but he held back. And George Foreman remembered that. He's seen it. He's like, I've respected him ever since that because he could have hit me again while I was already, and he did. You know what I mean? Because he gave him like a 4-punch combination, and then George Foreman fell, and Muhammad Ali was, he's like, just go back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true sportsmanship.
Yeah.
I look at the same thing like what we're talking about in hip hop. Really, like at the end of the day, competition it's only for games.
Yeah.
In real life, we live with each other. We live together. Competition's for the game. I'm gonna give you a good game. So if I was a boxer, what's the point of ending my opponent's career? We need more fights. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to end careers.
We're trying to eat.
We try to eat. We try to have more games. So I'm gonna give you a good game, but I'm not gonna end a career.
You know where that comes from, man. It just comes from a mentality that like you have to step on somebody's toes to get to the top, but you don't really have to do that. You got to beat them in the level of competition. You don't have to go to the level of trying to take them out of existence and shit. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, let's say, for instance, when we talk about hip hop, when we making those references, and somebody's career, it's actually really a figure of speech.
Yeah, that's all. It's trash talking.
I'll kill you. That's a figure of speech. You're not really going out there murdering people that you...
Except for these dudes.
Yeah, you want to really literally kill people.
These young dudes have taken it to a level where people say that being a rapper is the most dangerous job, and it's not. Like, I'm just being a rapper is not the most dangerous job. It's being you rappers is the most dangerous job.
Well, think about who said that though. Who said that?
These young dudes.
No. What I'm saying is, you know where it came from. Okay,
they get
someone from our generation said that who is on that street frequency.
Really?
So if you're a street, it was Joe. I heard him say that.
I didn't hear him say that.
He was like, he said that, a rapper is the most dangerous job. I'm not sure if he was the first to say it.
I don't know why.
If you're coming from that street perspective, then of course you would think that because you're thinking that there are people coming for you because of your street stuff. If you're coming from a revolutionary perspective, you could think that, it is dangerous because you can get whiteballed.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be saying that because you're doing you're emceeing on behalf of the very people who started it.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're a Christian rapper, more than likely, you're not going to say that. You might say it's hard because no one's going to listen to me because I'm a Christian rapper. Or if you're just a positive rapper.
You know what I would do though? I would probably address it as it is dangerous for certain people to be rappers. Being a rapper itself, it's not a dangerous job. But the thing for certain people, it's dangerous for them to be rappers.
Or let's get to the science. Maybe being a rapper is dangerous, but being an MC is a blessing.
Yeah, but then again, like we had this conversation last time about, between the lyricist, the MC, the rapper. Right? So here's the thing. If we're looking at a rapper, like an MC is a representation. Mm-hmm. So if he represents a gang or a certain street element, it's still an MC.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the element he represents is coming from that cloth when he's in the gangs. It could be a life of crime. Mm-hmm. So he's represent what it represents. Then you're gonna see it. It's gonna manifest itself eventually. Like, he represents this element, and he falls victim of the things that he be talking about because he was representing that element. It really comes from that. So then again, if anything happens to him or her, that's not really, I'm not going to attribute that to rap. That's life itself. Or he was telling a certain story. Now it's just proving that story was real. Right. Them actually being like the artist really probably got nothing to do with it. It's them being part of that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people represent certain things, and once we see the consequence, we're looking at it like, because he's a rapper. Nah, it's because the life they was living.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to a lot of them out there. But that life is like maybe being in hip hop as an MC in hip hop is the reason why they actually lived a little longer. Mm-hmm. They probably would have been gone already. But it just happens to be an MC now. Kind of, give them a little couple years on top of the day they could have been gone.
Well, the reason why I said MCing, is because usually an MC has a little more respect wherever he goes because he's doing it for a different reason than what a rapper's doing it. Some rappers are doing it just for the money, just to floss, just to show that they're big time. And the wolves will come after you for that.
Yeah.
They will test you for that.
Yeah, you got to learn certain things. Like, what's the downfall in hip hop as far as this hip hop artistry? There's 3 things, and I probably listed a little different in different occasions, but today I'm gonna say it's 3 things: sex, drugs, and violence. You know what I mean? Some other day I might say sex, drugs, and money, but the thing is, violence and money, that's the power. You know what I mean? Then you got sex, you got drugs. Those are the downfall. Like, if anybody gonna be an artist, one of my advice would be careful with violence, be careful with drugs, be careful with sex. Those 3 things, you know what I mean, could be a downfall for an artist. So, for example, you out here rapping. Everything it's good. You're an artist. But guess what? You get a little bit of success. You become violent with it. Because now you are who you are. You don't feel like you have to court women the way you used to court women. Now it's more like you use the money, take his girl. If he got a problem with it, we can take it outside. I'm walking in spots, I'm going in the club. You know what? I'm not staying in line. I can stay in line. I'm cutting the line. Yo, chill. What the fuck you doing? I was here first. Yo, watch that shit. Or my man's gonna get on you.
See?
You know what I'm saying? It becomes like you're using your money, your power, your reputation. It becomes violent. Because that's violence. Because there is no peace. If you out here cutting lines, taking people's girls, you know what I'm saying? Blackballing people. Be like, okay, they booked the venue, but since you got more pull, you get the owners or the promoters to cancel their shit so you can have that spot. Because you can do it. You're using violence. Because if they don't comply with you, most likely you're gonna get your man to handle shit. You start sleeping with people because you feel like you can get away with it. Before you know, you become addicted to that. You know what I'm saying? You start taking drugs because now you feel invincible. You think you got enough time. Okay, I'm a drink all weekend. I got days to recover. Before you're alcoholic.
I'm making tons of money.
Yeah, I got money. I got time. I pop it. I'm gonna do these drugs. And
then they do something stupid and they catch them on camera and it's all over the news.
Yeah. The thing is, then again, it might, you know what I mean? It might deteriorate your character, or it might give you more clout. Depends on what world you're living in. Oh, he's living it up. Look at him. He wasted. You know, that's the downfall. And you know what I mean? And the point I was trying to make, let's carry on with the conversation because I'm going to come back to the point I was making. I kind of lost it right now.
Why you didn't have to be all honest about it. You could just.
Yeah, because I was going somewhere, but it got a little cloudy. So
you were doing good.
I want y'all to continue where y'all going, which y'all going, and I'm going to come back on that because there's a pinpoint where I was going to land it at.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I didn't want to miss. I don't want to keep going, and I'm going to go too far from the point I was making.
I think a lot of MCs, whether they consider themselves rappers or MCs or lyricists or whatever, you know, they have to be real with themselves. And that's what I respect about a lot of the cats that come from a street perspective, when they're being real with themselves. Because I want to hear the real person. Okay? But if you're not from there, I don't want to hear you acting like you're from somewhere that you're not.
Exactly.
Like, if you're a geek who stays in the house and plays video games, I want you to write rhymes about staying in the house playing video games. Well, I mean, if you someone that goes to church every Sunday, I want you to write rhymes about going to church every Sunday.
The thing about it, everything you're doing, being cool is subjective.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the point in hip hop.
You can make it cool.
I thought De La Soul was cool. Because they were doing them.
And you know what makes things cool? Confidence. If you're confidently a video game player, you got that confidence, people have respect that.
Right. And shout out to my gamers. I'm not calling all y'all nerds and geeks. I'm just trying to make a point, because if you are a gamer and you're an MC, let's hear some rhymes about gaming. Saudi, what's up with your mic, man? You're muted for some reason, but it's not muted.
Not muted.
I'm back.
There you go.
I need to stop touching this phone.
It's that Obama phone, man.
Yeah. Yo, pardon me for a second. I smell. I don't know, somebody's cooking in here.
You were cooking just a second ago. Okay.
Oh yeah, I smell smoke. Let me go check.
Well, we'll put. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, man. Hip hop, man. It's definitely you definitely want to be real. I think that gets more respect. You want to be real to who you are, not to what somebody else is, what you think they think about you. Okay? Nothing worse than being like a rapper that doesn't really have an identity.
Right, you're trying to keep up with Pookie and Ray Ray.
Yeah.
You think Pookie and Ray Ray's story's cool, so you want to have a story just like them, and you want some CB4 stuff.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be like Pookie and Ray Ray.
No, Pookie and Ray Ray's Pookie and Ray Ray.
Exactly. Pookie and Ray Ray, you definitely don't want to. Pookie and Ray Ray get you in trouble.
Get you in big trouble.
Ray Ray get you in trouble. Pookie and Ray Ray gonna get you, like they can't wait till you mess up.
Oh, they're waiting. They're waiting. CB4 Gusto.
I'm back. Now we're good.
You good?
Oh yeah, we're good. And nothing dangerous going on around.
The roof is not on fire. We don't need no water. We don't have to let it burn.
Nah, okay. It's cool. It's raining outside. The water should be cool enough.
Okay. Can't stop the rain.
Boom. Matter of fact, I found out somebody colder than Nino Brown.
Somebody what?
Somebody colder than Nino Brown.
What do you mean?
Ooh.
Lamar from BMF.
Oh, he did a Nino Brown? I haven't been watching the show.
You know, the BMF show got a character named Lamar that's tapped.
Oh.
I mean,
but back to what we were saying before I left.
We was talking about
you don't put it on us. You lost train of thought.
Like MC's keeping it real.
Right. So that's the thing. I really like, even if I have to, structure a certain campaign on the young artist, to be aware of those things I mentioned. Sex, drugs, and violence. Because I see like, if I look at the history, even if you have to go further than just hip hop. The industry, the music industry as a whole. Those three things. So let's even get back to let's even go to if we had to have a certain initiation. Because I look at hip hop like you're gonna be hip hop. You don't just learn to be an MC. You actually have to be initiated. Whether it's through you growing up around the culture or having somebody that really give you all the guidelines on what you need to know to be in that culture. And the awareness of the spiritual energy around sex, it has to be acknowledged. The usage of drugs and the demons it comes with has to be acknowledged. The act of violence and the motives behind them has to be acknowledged. So if you are an MC, you are representing a certain culture where you come from.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the purpose of hip hop? For you to evolve, better yourself, right? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we throughout all the practices, whether it's martial art, it's music, religion, we try to find our higher self. That's really what the purpose is. In hip hop, we try to find the higher self. That is like the religious mission of hip hop. The quest.
How intellectual people helping our people. How intellectual power is helping our people.
Right.
Humans in powerful, holy occupational positions.
All those acronyms. Those are lessons. So you look at yourself as once you find your higher self, you know what I mean? If you was, you know what I mean, in a life of crime, you're not just doing it for a hobby. You know, it was a situation when, it might have got desperate, that you had to take certain measures for survival. Now that you already surviving, you gotta know that the next step is you gotta learn to live now. It's not survival no more, it's actual living. So certain things that you used to do, you know what I mean, for survival, it has to upgrade. Because now you live it. So I look at rappers that talk about, let's say, violence. They talk about the streets and all these. To me, those are stories. Because there's not one record out there, like, at least for me, there was no one record that got me, like maybe in my younger days, maybe, but today, there's no one record that makes me want to go back in the street and do some wild shit. And I love those records. Everybody that's talking about, it gets to a point where we even looking at it like, if somebody's talking about violence, guns, all the gun bars or whatever, we look at it, that's not lyrical. It is lyrical still. But the thing is, in my age, I enjoy a lot of those. But there's not one time I feel like, I need to get in the streets and start doing this. But I like those stories. Because I look at all the rappers, especially the one that represents their culture good. Everybody's story is like, I'm glad I can rap now. Because if I wasn't rapping, look what I was going to be doing. That's why, like, I always laugh when the rapper make that reference, be like, if my record don't sell, you know what's coming. Like where Ghostface say, I see Ghostface and Graph, but I laugh when he said like, he was promoting this apron with these, they got this ill design. It's like a Wu-Tang logo, but yet like with some different cuts on it, on the apron. You know what I mean? On the apron, and it was kind of dope. And so they was in the kitchen, we grabbed, and Ghostface said something, it's like, oh, we keep the Pyrex too, just in case of emergency. And I laughed. but the thing is, we know Ghostface is not cooking on the Pyrex anymore. If he ever did, he's Ghostface Killer right now. But it's more like a reminder where he comes from and what he would have been doing if, you know what I mean, if he didn't become the rapper that he is. If this hip hop shit didn't open the door for him to venture to do something different, he'd probably still be doing that. But so it's more like when I hear those stories about the streets, what cats used to do, to me, I feel like I'll be like, wow, thanks God for hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Thanks the universe for the music. A lot of people turned their lives around, things they could have been doing that they're not doing no more. Thanks God for this. So I welcome those stories. To the point now is for sport. Yeah, you can get graphic with it. I do this, I do that, and the third. It's all art at the end of the day.
It's art. They could be a little bit more creative about it, though.
Oh yeah, they got those that are creative. Like if you look,
why do you have to be the same thing on every song? Like, if you don't do it anymore, is there something else you could talk about that you're doing in the present time?
I mean,
it might not be so daggone negative.
But it's there when you listen to, you know, the old context in the album. Yeah, they're there. They got other things, but it's more like it's a sport. Like Coke rap is a sport right now. So everything is the analogies and the figures of speech, all the reference they make.
Right. I mean, I respect the creativity. Is just that for me though, it kind of drowns out. Everyone is gravitating to the grimy street stuff. So if you're not into the crack and all the stuff, the cocoa anymore, and you still rapping about the cocoa, you don't do it anymore. When you could be rapping about something a little bit more constructive. You know, I mean, I just think that you should at least balance it out as an artist, as an MC.
And I think that is actually, I will put myself there. That's like our responsibility to play on the balance. Because I'm not.
Well, we got to put out, but there's people that put out, I don't want to say conscious, but you know, I will say peace, unity, loving, fun type of stuff, lyrical, positive type of stuff, but they're not being gravitated to. I mean, D1's making noise right now, you know, and protesting against a lot of the slave ship hop. You know,
yeah, that's true.
But a lot of people don't want that clean water. They want the dirty water. They're rejecting the clean water.
That's true, but then again, it becomes a responsibility of what is it that causes people to gravitate towards, you know what I mean, the negative content in hip hop than the positive, you know, and a lot of the time is what the artist is doing. Cause I can see like back when Paul Righteous Teacher was straight doing what, you know what I mean, when Wise Intelligent and them was doing straight what they're doing as 5%ers. Mm-hmm. It was fly at that moment. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because they put they put everything they had. They put the skills, the style. You know what I mean? It's dope. Every time you do it like that, people are gonna listen because it sounds dope. But guess what? When you're talking about like a drug dealer rapper, he raps about, the thing is, he put so much in his context that he makes it sound good. Mm-hmm. People are gravitating towards that as far as the art. Then there was also an element of rebellious kids that likes to hear that shit. Mm-hmm. So they gravitate towards that. But then again, we should look at the time when we was rebellious against the religious and the academic structure that we didn't agree with. So we wanted to teach ourselves. At that time, anybody that talked about knowledge yourself, that became our thing. We gravitate towards that. But
learning about facts and certain things that happen.
Yeah,
with our
people. It became like a wave. Like everybody's talking about, everybody's talking about some, a certain level of knowledge that the average kids don't have. So we took that as our new wave.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he be dropping that knowledge. It was that's what you would hear from people making reference to us. Oh, yo, big brother, yo, Sadi, I know Sadi, yo, he be spitting that knowledge though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it was a style at the time, but guess what? Now the money element came and played into it. Oh yeah, but he ain't selling no records though. And that's a deception, because I can tell you, they got certain people that spitting knowledge. And they're making more money than that cat over there. They got somebody that's spitting that gangster, drug, money, guns and all that. They're not making any money neither. And they're talking about how much money they're making, but they're not making that money.
They're putting on the image of it.
Yeah, they put on the image.
That makes it even worse.
Yeah, they're not making money. And the youth are being misguided, and they believe that money's actually being made. But no, they're not making no money. Because you can look at in our being out here in Massachusetts. If you look in Boston, look at the underground, because mainstream, we don't know who's really mainstream like that we can point out that they're up there with the billionaires and the millionaires out there. We don't know people like that. Once they get to that level, they go. But we're talking about staying in the community. Who's most likely to make money? The person talking that positive construction rhymes, or the one that's talking gangster?
What's the gangster one? Because that's what they're pushing.
They're not making no money out here. Rapping?
Mm-hmm.
The underground cast that talks about a little more scientific, a little more dropping.
Are you talking about without the industry or with the industry?
Without the industry, because we don't.
Oh, okay. So if you're talking about without the industry,
yeah,
then that'll be okay. That'll be based on the fandom that's they're around and that they're promoting to.
Yeah, because the cats that spitting street shit, whatever, they're not making no money.
No, they're not. They're not even making a buzz. They'll make a buzz when they get to the industry level. But it's the MCs, the lyricists, and all that are actually getting the attention when they perform, because they know how to rock the crowd and put on a show.
Yeah.
A lot of those street cats don't know how to put on a show.
Yeah, I often, you don't really see them perform like that. No. I often when they make it to the industry level, but how often they make it that far? They don't really make it that far.
Well, everyone's being street because they feel it's an advantage for them to get into the industry through talking that.
But the problem is they don't make it.
But you already have that. That's why you're not gonna get like if you think about it.
They're not gonna have two of the same thing.
They're not gonna repeat the same artist. Like if you sound like Lil Wayne, they don't want another Lil Wayne. They just want Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? They ain't like if you sound like Jay, they don't want another Jay. They already got a Jay. They could just ask Jay to do out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because the one thing that they know in the industry is that those guys are gonna make them money. They don't know if you're gonna make them money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like it's kind of
like you really buzzing like that.
Yeah, unless you really buzzing. And the thing is, the industry chooses those that make the money, but they also have a certain criteria and agenda that they're pushing. So the reason why a lot of those artists that are more street driven, stay street driven, is because they fit the agenda. You know what I mean? They fit the agenda because they're not. I mean, when the industry was more balanced back then, when it was more balanced, they didn't they couldn't control the content. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't really control the content. That's why a lot of the artists that are out there right now, they control the content. Those guys are super control. They don't have no control of what they say. They can't even do a conscious record about Sandra Bland and them in respects to those people because the industry doesn't want that. And what's the name confirmed that? Game. You know what I mean? When Sean Bell, Game.
Oh, Game.
When Sean Bell got shot up in 2005, he wanted to do a whole song about for Sean Bell and dedicate Sean Bell, and Interscope shut it down.
Of course they did.
You know what I mean? So this is evidence that there's a concentrated agenda to throw our youth off. They're not going to sign older artists because older artists kind of know what's going on already. They're ahead of the game, so they're like, I'm not going to have anybody question me. I want them to do what I tell them to do. You know what I mean? I want them to go to my studios. I want them to rap what I want them to rap about. You know what I mean? And then they set these industry standards. Industry standards, all it is controlled standards that they want so they can push whatever they want to push. So that's why, like, when you look at the MC now, right, they're not versatile. A lot of MCs are not versatile.
Yeah, that's another issue.
Yeah, they're not even like, you're supposed to be like the real true musicians of the culture. You know what I mean? And they're not. Even the producers make the same type beats. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's basically the same beat.
Mm-hmm. You know, remember those Casio keyboards from the 80s? Like, it's like, that's what they doing. They make it the same template beat, add a different sound, maybe a little bit different, but it's the same thing. And this is what they go with because they want the same results, so they have to keep it the same. As opposed to back then, you would literally go on the radio and hear Public Enemy's Can't Trust It, right? Then you hear a song, Rakim's 18th Letter. Then you'll go and hear Humpty's Dance. You know what I'm saying? Then you go and you hear Tupac's I Get Around. Then you go and hear Juicy. Then you go and hear Nas, whatever song from Nas, Whose World Is This? You know what I'm saying? The World Is Yours. Then they might even take you back to LL's radio. You know what I'm saying? That was the variety of radio, but that they couldn't control the content then. They literally could, like, they at a certain point, and it happened around the time of, like, when Biggie passed. You know what I'm saying? They was able to grasp the content, like the artists and the content and how they wanted these artists to come in the game around that time. Because what happened? Biggie died, Pac died, Ricky Ty died, Big L got killed, Big Pun died around like 2000, right? And then there was only certain artists that were still out that were still doing their thing, like Jay, Nas, right? But the other heavy hitters from the 90s weren't really popular. You know what I mean? You just had Jay, Nas, and then you had all these other guys. You know what I'm saying? So,
but then again, like for me,
yeah,
guys actually mattered a lot. That was where I was at. Like the other guys, that's what I listened to.
Yeah.
Everybody listened to the popular guys. I listened to the other guys.
Yeah, you gotta look. I mean, you know what's funny is like you gotta listen to music that hits your soul. The popular guys don't hit my soul. You know what I mean? Unless they are, you know what I mean? Like they don't hit my soul. They don't.
And it be like it really like plays into the. It'll be like a few songs that they're playing over and over.
Yeah, 7.
But that's why when I'm venturing to the other guys, not the main guy, the other guys, it's so many songs over there. Like I'm lost in the songs. I'm in the catalog, just keep going. But you go to the main guys, there's a few hits. Radio hits, then you listen to the radio, those songs gonna come again every 2 hours, 4 hours, they play that song again. But I'm with the other guys, I'm actually venturing. Now it's like they got people with them, got joints, and I'm just listening. I'm just listening.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, now it's like when, you know, in order for us to really balance this culture out, you gotta pretty much, or at least for guys that are like us, man, that are, you know what I mean? You gotta pretty much stick to the basics of what you know and pass it on to those that are listening, and encourage those that are younger than us to carry on the torch like what D1 is doing. What D1 is doing is what hip hop needs from all different sides. He's a Christian. We need MCs that are Muslim to step up. Like that, there's a sister named Naeem, I think her name is. She's from the Nation of Islam. We need sisters like her, you know what I mean, to pretty much counter what the sexy thing is. She need to counter that because she's on some female empowerment. You know what I'm saying? So we need that. Then you need like a lot of the street dudes that survived. We need them to come up and be like, listen, man, and do music like kind of what my song be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we need those, because you need somebody from every single. You need the RBGs and the pro-black and the black nationalists and a lot of them. We need a lot of them. You know what I mean? You need Cyrox out. You know what I'm saying? You need, you know what I mean? So it's important that like a lot of the elders take this is the time to take the culture to the next level, because you're not going to destroy what the industry has presented in the mainstream, but we have to create our own little spot. You know, it's just kind of like when you see it like a show, like this is meme going around too. I don't know if y'all seen it, but there's a meme going around where they talk about, no, it's a video. People are making videos. If you 35 and up, you still rapping, keep rapping because these dudes is trash. It's like,
I see that.
You know, I was rolling when I read it, and then I seen somebody say it, and I'm like, yo, that's like, people are making these things not just because it's funny, because it is funny. I was rolling, but it's true. If you're over 35, that means hip hop needs us, and we're over 35. Shit, we're over 45. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'll tell you what,
bro.
Yeah, for example, what we talk about, like you say, like what like let's change what's perceived as sexy, for example.
Mm-hmm.
They all twerk wave. You know what I mean? I go to a local show, and one of those, you know what I mean, the today's beats comes on. And shorty get on stage and she start twerking. Just look at it. Who's clapping for them?
Who's clapping for them?
Only the family. Mommy probably over there with a few aunties and the homegirl like, oh, do your thing, girl. And dudes are out there with the dream that she might become the next big thing. But nobody's really enjoying that. It's the same old thing. People are already tired of that. But they got these hopes that she might make it, so they're supporting. But guess what? Somebody with a sister with knowledge of self spits. You see the reaction in the room.
Yeah.
You see the effect. Like me watching, I'd be like, this is more effective than that.
I mean, I've literally seen like older women support that ratchet stuff until somebody comes with some sense on it.
Oh yeah, because the support really is not like a genuine support. Like, I like this. It's more like, oh, my baby's about to make it. She gonna be an artist. I hope she makes it big. That's why they're supporting it. So basically, they're supporting it. They don't really like it. Mm-hmm. It's just they like the idea that you sound like those rappers that makes it big.
Because they think that's all it takes, but it's like really, it's not. Yeah. There's a lot that goes to it. Right? There's a lot that goes to it. It has nothing to do with the talent.
Right? It's artistry before industry, man. And understood. A lot of the times we just look at it like, yeah, like you said, this is all it takes, but it's like it's a dream that's never gonna be fulfilled. Because there's like that art that you spit, and like people don't really like it like that. But they like the idea that this might be big. Because it sounds like every other thing that made it big. I don't like how you sound, but you sound like all the big records out there. So maybe you're gonna be as big. I like the idea that you might be as big as these other rappers. As big as your record gonna be that big. So I'm rocking with you on that. But the truth is, I don't like what you're saying. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, oh, shorty's twerking on stage. For a dude that goes to strip clubs, that's nothing. Who cares? I see better action than strip clubs. This little stage performance is nothing. But if that's what they're promoting now, they're selling that idea that this gonna get you fame or it gonna get you success. So people are looking at you like a potential success story. So they're supporting you only based on that. Not really because you actually that dope.
Yeah.
It's just like you see, there was a time when everybody was talking about in a club. Like, it's like, because somebody said, if you want to make it in this music industry, you got to put out a club banger. So everybody has songs said in the club. Like anywhere you put a song, they had to say that phrase in the club. This was around.
Yeah, we're talking 2000s, yeah.
That 2000, yeah, like before 2010 hit.
Yeah.
Everybody felt like they had to say that phrase in the club in the songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was recording with my man Black, and Homeboy came in and he wrote his songs, and I'm just looking like he had to make that reference in the club in his hook. Then I realized actually most of the club bangers don't say the phrase in the club. And few of them, the biggest one, they probably say in the club. But the rest of it that made it big, they don't say in the club necessarily. But every kid that tried to make a club banger, they had to say that phrase in the club. And they never get nowhere.
Mr. Lift and Insight had a club joint. It was funny though. They were kind of making fun of the situation, but it was funny. Shout out to Lift and Insight. What was the name of that joint? That was a dope song too. But yeah, the club thing, even going into the late 80s, early 90s, they didn't have to say in the club, but they had to at least make one techno or house song. So anyone from 89 and 90, especially Heavy D, that now that we found love, rest in hip hop, Heavy D. Especially he had a techno joint. Jungle Brothers had house. House is a little different.
Girl, but house you.
Yeah, girl, house you. Moni Love, there was a lot of people doing a lot of, because at the time, techno and house, that was club music.
Mm-hmm.
So the industry was trying to cross hip hop over into the club scene, even back in the early 90s. Then by the time we got to 2000, now it's in the club. Bottle full of bubbles.
Mm-hmm. The whole techno movement kind of went away because hip hop got hardcore.
Oh, he got a lot of things, but
you couldn't see yourself dancing on that silly shit. Now it's like it's the ice grills, like, because I remember me, like, by the time we got 18, 19, I was still dancing, but my peers didn't like dancing in clubs. Like, we go to the parties. I was like, you see, like a crew of people.
They didn't dance.
I was the one that's dancing in behalf of everybody. I was on the floor, but my people surround me. They just stood there. I was among the only like cats that like if somebody probably remembered me back then, they probably remember me because they see me dance.
I don't know why I see Charlie Murphy with the Jerry curls thinking about you dancing. I don't know why, but you know.
James come.
Yeah, the Rick James. Man's over there like.
Sorry,
getting down, man.
Oh yeah, I used to be like I was the one in the middle of the floor. But
Yeah.
I understand how the atmosphere was. And like it probably I would say if we came there, because usually it used to be different crews, like
Yeah.
like my people, we like 7 of us. Then we get up with my man over there, he brings his crew. That's another 7. That's another 6 over here. So we come around, it's like 20 people. So the dancers, like I was dancing in my crew. They got somebody that dances over there. They got 2 dudes. So it's probably like 4 of us that's on the middle of the floor, like, But everybody else is just standing there. That was the whole thing. It was like,
In the 90s.
House thing was out of here.
Yeah, that was 93, 94. If you're talking 93 and 94.
That's yeah.
Unless it was reggae. You're grinding, you're grinding up on the shorty during the reggae joints, but when it came to hip hop, you ain't dancing to nothing.
Oh yeah. The thing is the reggae is like, you don't do the work. You just stand there. Shorty grind.
Yeah, she'll come up on you. Yeah.
Not me though. I did all the steps like the hills and toes and all that. I was the dude on the
Okay.
the pepper seed and all that. That was me. I was getting down. I was.
You doing the pepper seed?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nah. I mean,
I did all that. That was me.
Yeah, I was one of those dudes stand on the wall, man.
yeah, same here. I have a drink and
Yeah, stand right on the wall. I ain't doing all that dancing.
maybe get some numbers or something like that. But
Yeah, I ain't.
I'll grind a little bit to reggae. I did a little reggae, a little bit. You know, I have, you know.
How much reggae you did? Just throw the finger in the air.
No, I was up on some booty. I was up on some.
With your hand up.
I was up on some cheeks.
With your hand up. And she doing all the work.
She definitely was doing all the work.
Sometimes you're on the wall,
Every
moving,
time
doing
the
like
ball
this.
comes on, you just show the finger. Push up with no hand.
Sometimes I'm this, you know. It's like
Oh man.
sometimes I'm, you know. Other than that, nah. Then there's times I'm like, I don't feel like doing this. I'm just gonna grab me my Heineken and throw my Long Island iced tea and, you know, call it a night.
Oh yeah. Those was the days, man. But that was, you know, that was how the dancing era went out. Because I guess the music kind of commended that. Like, okay, we like to chill and vibe to the music, opposed to be out there getting all sweaty.
Well, right. I ain't gonna lie. I used to get a little mad because the stuff I wanted to hear, they would never play in the club.
Oh, that was actually, that was the punishment era. Me especially, 96, 7. That was torture.
Yep, right around that time.
Like around when Big and them and Pac died, around that time, I used to be in a club just like, I feel like, yo, what the fuck am I doing here?
But they wouldn't even play the songs from them that I wanted to hear.
Oh yeah,
They'll play Unbelievable. Like, okay, sometimes they'll play Unbelievable. My favorite Biggie track, Unbelievable.
You lucky to play that one. You.
That depends on the DJ though.
I ain't never knew them to play that.
It depends on the DJ.
Yeah,
because there's some DJs that are on some real hip hop stuff that will throw it in, but they have to play what they're being asked to play.
Do you know what played at that time? Around like 96, 97? Like I remember when it came to Biggie, well, all the Biggie's remixes with the singers was playing. And Hypnotize was the joint that played.
Yeah, that's because it was on the radio 24 hours a day.
Oh yeah, those are the songs that was playing. Like you're not gonna catch like Warning.
And one thing, okay.
Or they'll play Warning.
One thing about Big, and it's not a Biggie song, it's a Junior Mafia song, Players Anthem. That's my joint. But they always play the so-called hip-hop mix. I like the other mix. I thought that was better for the club. But
I mean, they play the hip hop mix was the one that was on the radio, right?
Yeah,
That's simple from New Birth.
Yeah, but I like the player mix. That's the one I liked.
But yeah, I think that song came to me. It's one of those songs that was just there for me.
Even One More Chance. I hated that.
That was in my mix.
I hated that. I couldn't stand that. To this day, I still don't like that version.
Who decided to make that one? Who decided to make that one?
They used to call them hip hop mixes. So I like the one that they always play. That's the joint I like.
They didn't play that. That wasn't on the album though.
No, the one on the album was horrible.
The one on the album was crazy horrible.
Oh, Biggie, give me one more chance. I couldn't. I hated that. I hated that one on that.
That's it. Do they even have the same lyrics? I don't think they have the same lyrics.
No.
A little bit, but no.
No, it didn't have the same lyrics at all.
They got the same hook.
Oh, yeah, in a different manner. Yeah, the remix.
The hook was the same. Because you got this, they actually singing on the remixes.
Oh, Biggie, give me one more chance.
Repeat that one.
It wasn't really the same because, all right, so the song itself, like the radio song, the one for the video, that was the best version of that song.
That was the best version.
And they should have stuck to that. Okay?
Well, that's the why they made the remix, because the original was not really cooked like that.
No.
The original was just a drum beat and some bell sounds and a bass. That was it.
No, I'm sorry, that wasn't it.
That's all it was. It was like he didn't even that's that Casio shit that I've been telling you about. They did the Casio beat. They just played like two fucking instruments and a bass, and that was it.
I think one was it's a drum loop.
Yeah.
I know someone's out there like, oh, what you talking about? That joint was crazy, man. Y'all don't know about rap.
The lyrics was crazy, but the fucking the beat, no.
Yeah, it wasn't a song to remember.
Yeah, the lyrics, crazy, but the lyrics were pretty raunchy. I mean,
it was a structure for like a long play, like just be there.
Because that was like a filler.
Right. That's what it was on the album. Like, one of those songs that you fast forward. You go to the next one.
Yeah, that was a skip.
I mean, yeah.
Easy skip.
Because then after that, the what came on?
Now we're talking. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
sometimes I would hear that in the club too, believe it or not. Sometimes.
Yeah, they would play the what? A lot of times they played Hypnotize and Juicy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Juicy was dope too. But
You're not been in a club when I heard the what play that I remember.
You never been in a club that you heard the what?
The what? The Method Man and Big joint.
Yeah.
I never heard it.
In the club, really?
I heard it in the club.
I remember being in the club and hearing that.
It depends on the DJ.
Also,
yeah, that was dope. Because they got certain songs that I was hoping they played it, but they didn't play. It's just like Wild for the Night, the Busta Rhymes and Rampage joint. I was surprised.
I don't think I heard that.
A lot of DJs didn't play that, but I was like, yo, the day they're gonna play the songs, I'm gonna go crazy out here. And I never heard it. One time, two times.
I never really heard them play that. Like,
nah, I can't recall me hearing them play that at all.
Yeah, that would be like in a party. If I was there, you play that.
If I was a DJ,
I'd get a reaction out of it.
Well, at least not in Boston. Like, I'm pretty sure you go to New York, that's all in the club.
But I went to a club in New York that was playing fucking Broken Language.
Yep, I've heard that in the club.
When I went to a club in New York, the Smooth the Hustler.
I heard that in the club before.
Yeah, I think some spots like when I go to New York, there'll be songs like that. The songs that I like,
right?
And DJ would play. Yeah, like that Broken Language, right?
Yeah,
Smooth the Hustler.
They would play something like that.
Doom doom. Doom, doom.
And you'd be like, ooh, like this DJ's playing for me. You know what I'm saying?
Doom, doom. I gotta play that after we get off with my buddy. But yeah, I've heard that in the club, but most of the time it was the stuff I didn't hate. It was the stuff I was tired of hearing.
Right.
Okay, you know what I mean? It's like I didn't hate that Mason Diddy joint. When they had the message beat, what was it called?
Don't push
everywhere. Yeah, that joint. I didn't hate it. I just got tired of hearing it at the time. Like, man, I hear this all the time.
Yeah, that was actually that song first came out. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, when it first came out, yeah. But after a while, you're like,
I still do. I think I still do actually. That kind of that song
it's
and
a dope
music.
joint. It's a catchy joint. If
Yeah.
it ain't about the money, Puffer, just don't care.
That's why I got spent time at HWA. You know, I used to like that line.
Mace, when you gonna start poke smoking la la? Puff, why try? I'm a die high. I'm a thug. I'm a die high. It's been a while since I heard that joint. Short chop. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
I be up in Jersey, puffing Hershey. Niggas ain't worthy to rock my jersey. Something like. So back then, I think this is like the early days of a certain level of rhyming, and that was dope. And by this time, a lot of people that rhymes, they actually caught on. Now it's regular rhyming. But back then, when Mace first came out, it was kind of smooth. Like, oh damn, this is dope. That level of rhyming was like it wasn't too many people. They just started like that was kind of new. Back then, when we thought everybody sounded like certain rappers, we thinking like after a while you start to realize, no, he actually the one that sounds like the rest of them. Feeling about Jay-Z. Back then, I used to think a lot of rappers sounded like Jay-Z. But after a while, then I started to realize, no, this is the style that's going on out there. Jay just happens to be like the poster child of all that. Because we know him.
yeah, I mean, he developed his style, evolved over the years.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you listen to a lot of rappers that was around, that probably didn't get as much, like as much like light as he did. That was actually their style. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? He got, because we know him, so we look at him like this sounded like him, but actually not. That's how everybody else sound. Yeah, but where we at with the time?
About 2 hours.
Yep, I think we can end the recording. Thank y'all for listening to the Beyonders Building Hope y'all enjoyed. Happy Hip Hop Foundational birthday. Happy Park Day. Happy Black Music Month. Happy summer, by the way. Summer's
and also, man, look out for the Beyonderz Sunbeams joint. That's out. Check that out on AfricanBandborn.com. But not only that, you can check it out on the Beyonderz YouTube, right? Check it out on the Dr. AMD's YouTube. Check it out on Facebook. Check it out on Instagram. Check it out everywhere, right?
And
also,
please like and share.
Yeah, like don't just look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Please like and share and
You're
comment.
just looking at the cover. You know,
Right.
okay? Like also, we got some shows coming up, so we'll be live. So those who support the podcast, support the music, support the artists, support the movement, we will be in certain places this summer, spring, fall. Well, we're in the spring right now into summer, fall time, summertime. Check out, whether it's Big Brother Society. I know VCR. Check out, VCR. He got a show coming September 20th, 21st.
Big up.
We got a couple shows coming up. Well, tomorrow we got one. Right? By the time you see this, tomorrow will be done. But you know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Cat's already done rocked the show. Yo, we tore it up.
Yeah, we tore it up. You know what I mean? I thought it was tomorrow. Nah, tomorrow was whenever from the time that we put this out. You know what I'm saying? But
we
today is tomorrow. You should have prepared for yesterday.
We performed already tomorrow. So we performed already tomorrow.
There you go. Perfect.
So, but we got some joints in July, and then I got some other stuff going on. But we just stay tuned with the Beyonderz hip hop all day, every day, and beyond. Okay?
Real hip hop in the building.
Peace and beyond.